They say you can tell the true heart of a person not by how they treat those above them, but how they treat those who can do nothing for them. And on one ordinary afternoon, in a small cafe tucked inside a corporate tower, a millionaire CEO learned the real meaning of that truth. Ethan Cole wasn't your typical businessman. At 42, he was the founder and CEO of one of the fastest growing tech firms in the country. People described him as sharp, brilliant, maybe even cold, but those who truly knew him, knew there was something different behind that calm, distant look in his eyes. Ethan wasn't just a CEO. He was a father. A single father. To a 9-year-old girl named Lily. Lily was bright, curious, and deeply loving, but she was also autistic. The world often moved too fast for her, too loud, too unpredictable. She found comfort in patterns, soft music, and the simple ritual of visiting the same cafe after school with her dad. It wasn't fancy. Just a little spot on the ground floor of his company's headquarters, a place where the baristas knew her name, and she could sit by the window, humming while drawing in her little notebook. That's where she met Anna. Anna was a 29-year-old barista who had only been working there for a few months. She was warm, patient, and had a way of making people feel seen. On her second day at work, she noticed Lily sitting quietly, hands trembling slightly as she tried to open a juice box. The cafe was busy, her manager barking orders, the espresso machine hissing, but Anna noticed. She set down the cup she was making, walked over, knelt beside Lily, and gently said, "Here, sweetheart, may I help?" Lily didn't speak right away. She just nodded slightly, her eyes darting to the straw in Anna's hand. Anna smiled and said softly, "My little brother's just like you. He doesn't like when people touch his things without asking, so I always make sure to ask first. Is it okay?" Lily nodded again, and that was how their quiet friendship began. Every afternoon, when Ethan came by with Lily, Anna would make her the same drink, warm milk with honey and a touch of cinnamon, while chatting with her about drawings, clouds, or music. She never treated her differently, never made her feel like she needed to fit in. Ethan noticed. He noticed everything. How Anna spoke to Lily with patience. How she listened, even when Lily struggled with words. How she smiled like she had all the time in the world. To a man who had spent years seeing people fake kindness for profit, Anna's genuine heart was like a breath of air he hadn't realized he was holding. But life, as it often does, has a way of testing the good-hearted. One Friday afternoon, everything changed. It was supposed to be a normal day. Lily had just finished a therapy session, and Ethan was running late from a board meeting. He texted Anna to ask if she could keep an eye on Lily for a few minutes, something she'd done before. Of course, Anna agreed. But that day, the cafe was unusually crowded. The manager, Mr. Briggs, was already stressed, barking orders as the line stretched to the door. When he saw Anna sitting at a corner table with Lily, showing her how to fold paper cranes, his face turned red. "Anna, what do you think you're doing?" Anna flinched, quickly standing up. "I'm just keeping her company for a bit. Her father. I don't care who she is." Briggs snapped. "You're not paid to babysit. You're paid to make coffee. Customers are waiting. But she's. No excuses. You're done here. Hand in your apron." The cafe went silent. Lily froze, her eyes wide, breathing quick and shallow. The noise, the shouting, it was too much. "Don't yell," she whispered, covering her ears. Anna immediately knelt beside her, whispering softly. "It's okay, sweetheart. You're safe. Just breathe with me, okay?" Lily tried, trembling, tears falling silently. "Out," Briggs ordered. "Both of you." Anna stood, helping Lily to her feet. Her hands shook, but she didn't argue. She just held Lily close until Ethan finally arrived 10 minutes later, confused by the scene of his daughter crying outside the cafe. When Ethan heard what happened, something in him snapped. He didn't shout. He didn't make a scene. He simply looked at Anna, her eyes red, her apron folded neatly in her hands, and then looked through the cafe window at the man who had just fired her. "Stay here," Ethan said quietly. He walked inside, calm but fierce, the kind of presence that made the entire room go silent. "Mr. Briggs straightened immediately. "Sir, I didn't realize." Ethan raised a hand. "You fired that woman." Briggs stammered. "She was neglecting her duties." She was helping my daughter," Ethan interrupted, his voice steady but low. My autistic daughter, who was terrified and needed comfort. And you fired her for that. Briggs' face went pale. I didn't know. You didn't ask, Ethan said. You saw a woman showing kindness and decided it was a problem. He turned, scanning the cafe. Everyone here, listen carefully. This woman, he pointed to Anna through the glass, showed more compassion in 5 minutes than most people show in a lifetime. And she's being punished for it. The customers whispered, eyes darting between them. Ethan pulled out his phone, made a call, and said 2 quiet words. Terminate contract. Briggs blinked. Wait, what? Ethan turned back, his expression unreadable. This cafe is under my company's lease. You're done here. Effective immediately. Briggs sputtered, You can't. I can. And I just did. When Ethan stepped back outside, Anna looked completely overwhelmed. Sir, you didn't have to. Yes, I did, Ethan said. His tone softened. You didn't deserve that. No one should ever be punished for being kind. Anna shook her head, tears threatening. I'm fine. Really. I needed the job. But I couldn't just sit there and watch her panic. She reminded me of my brother. Ethan looked at her for a long moment. Your brother? She nodded. He's 20 now. Nonverbal. People used to stare at us when we went out. Sometimes they'd get angry if he made noises or flapped his hands. I learned early on how cruel people can be, and how a small act of understanding can make the difference between a meltdown and a smile. Ethan's throat tightened. You get it, he said softly. Most people don't. Anna smiled faintly. Maybe the world just needs more patience. He nodded slowly, looking down at Lily, who was now holding one of the little paper cranes. That moment, quiet, fragile, stayed with him. A week passed. Anna tried to find another job but struggled. News of the incident had spread, and some cafes hesitated to hire her, afraid of drama. She spent her evenings caring for her brother, feeling both proud of what she'd done and crushed by the consequences. Then one morning, a letter arrived. It wasn't a bill or a job rejection. It was a formal envelope with a gold seal that read, Cole Innovations. Her heart skipped. Inside was a short handwritten note. Kindness is the rarest qualification. You've already proven you have it. Come by the 18th floor. Ethan Cole. When Anna arrived, she was nervous. She wore her cleanest blouse, clutching her resume like a lifeline. Ethan greeted her with a warm smile, Lily beside him. Anna, he said, I have a proposal. Not a job offer, something better. He gestured toward a glass office filled with colorful art supplies, sensory toys, and books. This, he said, is going to be our new initiative, the Kind Space. A child-friendly lounge for employees with special needs kids. A place where they can feel safe, supported, and welcome. I need someone to run it. Anna blinked. Run it? Me? Yes, Ethan said simply. You have the heart, the experience, and the patience. And Lily wouldn't stop talking about you. Lily smiled shyly, holding up another paper crane. For you, Miss Anna. Anna's hands shook as she took it. I don't know what to say. Say yes, Ethan replied gently. Tears welled in her eyes. Yes, she whispered. Months passed, and the Kind Space became one of the company's most beloved projects. Employees brought their children there, shared stories, found comfort. The program inspired other companies to do the same. And through it all, Anna and Lily grew inseparable. One afternoon, as Ethan watched them laughing together over a puzzle, he realized something profound. He had built a company out of technology, strategy, and numbers, but it was kindness that had truly changed lives. He turned to Anna and said quietly, You know, that day I thought I was helping you. But it turns out, you helped me, and hundreds of others. Anna smiled. Maybe that's how kindness works. You never really know where it ends. Years later, when the Kind Space Foundation opened its 5th branch, Ethan gave a speech. He didn't talk about profit or innovation. He talked about Anna. He told the story of a woman who lost her job for helping a frightened child, and how that single act of compassion had started a movement that changed corporate culture across the country. When he finished, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. Lily, now a teenager, stood beside Anna on stage and whispered, Thank you for helping me that day. Anna smiled, eyes glistening. You helped me too, sweetheart. Ethan stepped forward, his voice breaking just slightly as he said, Never underestimate the power of one small act of kindness. It may look insignificant in the moment, but it can spark a change far greater than we imagine. The crowd rose in applause. And somewhere in the back, a single paper crane sat on the podium, a quiet reminder of where it all began. Moral: a single act of kindness may seem small, but in the right heart, it can change the world.